Hey everyone, this is Nitro. In this video, I want to do a May planning video on what to do for the next month until the next major update. And after that, will be covering my setup at this current time. So what has happened after the playoffs of Apex Season 1, since I did get eliminated in the round of 128 yesterday. So yeah. I've been eliminated. I'm not participating anymore. Yeezy Boost beat me, so kudos to him for his well-played match. Now, at the start, I want to once again thank Rich Millock for his sponsorship of the Echoes of Light. I haven't gotten the Echoes of Light yet because I'm still trying to figure out what to purchase with the remaining $90 I need to spend, but I'm a good way there at 189, right? I did do an extra additional purchase compared to the part 1 video, but I'll include that extra purchase in the part 2 video because, just putting one small section separate from the rest of the purchases just seems a bit stupid to me. But the rest of the purchase will probably occur later this month instead of right now because there's nothing good to buy right now for those remaining $90. So I'm just taking a wait and see approach, and I'm hoping that there might be more gift packs, like more of these limited time gift packs that get released that are actually worth purchasing. Maybe in 9 days after this first set expires, right? So if nothing pops up, worst comes to worst, I'll just renew the privileges even further. There's 363 days on them, but I'll renew them to the maximum extent that I can. So we'll see. So that's the current plan with regards to the money spending and getting the Echoes of Light. I will also be definitely picking up Deedlet's skin, of course, but the second skin will probably be Akaya. Even though I don't use Akaya that often, I think it's the best skin of the bunch, right? There's two male skins, right? This skin, Elwyn's skin, the skin itself looks great, but the sprite is very much just very generic, especially if you use your Elwyn in the Grand Marshal class like I do. So the sprite is kind of meh, although the skin is ultimately very similar to his current skin. Wilder's skin isn't really that different from his current skin either. It's just a different color, more or less. And then Brenda, I have absolutely no plans whatsoever of using. So, and in addition, I actually found Brenda's Royal Knight class skin to be much prettier than her Battle God version, right? But nobody uses her in Royal Knight class. So overall, by default, it will be Akaya's skin, right? Because there's only 6 choices. So that's what I'm going to do with the Echoes of Light purchase in terms of the skins. And yeah, so just a quick demonstration. This is Elwyn's free skin. It looks so similar to his Overlord's skin, right? So it's just to the point where I wasn't that interested in getting this skin, the Solitary skin, the Solitary King skin, unfortunately. All right, so with this mentioned, let's move on to talk about the plans for this month now. That was a bit of a long introduction. And first things first, this needs to be covered. It's that the Echoes of Light is actually ending early. What I mean by that is, let me just bring it back up. Go into the event section and Echoes of Light. It's ending on June the 3rd. So what this actually means is everyone's tentative banner guides actually had the next major update scheduled for June the 11th, not June the 3rd. So something is definitely going to be changing with those banner guides as a result. No one knows exactly what, but something has to change to adjust for this, to compensate for this adjustment, right? So I'm just going to zoom in a little and make this a little bit clearer maybe. Okay, this should be fine. So yeah, previously we all said that it's going to appear on June the 11th, but this Maiya and Ares banner clearly has to come now on June the 4th because Deedlit and Ashram's Echoes of Light ends then. So with that adjustment, what I'm expecting to happen, not guaranteed, but what I think will happen is probably Juggler, Landius, and Yulia will move up one. So May 28th, we're going to get this 3-character banner. And then the Lodos War equipment banner will probably be combined with one of these other banners. Maybe it'll come this week, right? Maybe I'll come on this week on the 14th, maybe I'll come on the 21st, or maybe I'll come on the 28th. We don't really know, right? But that's my expectation, that the Lodos War Equipment banner gets combined into one of these other banners. So you have a choice of drawing on a character banner or on the equipment. It's going to be rough. Very, very expensive in terms of your Trinity Crystal count and so on. So that's my expectation. There's no guarantees. Everyone is just making a prediction right now. So it's very much a wait and see situation. So as a result of that, just as a quick comment, I am not going to be doing my equipment draws today in the store. So I'm not going to be purchasing any of my SSR equipment right now, simply because I have to wait till Thursday. So it won't be part of the Nitro setup videos for this month until that equipment banner is released. Hopefully that way I can, when I do these random gambles, I might actually get those SSR gear, right? So that's my plan. Alright, so with that mentioned, let's move on. And now I'm going to be talking about my plans in terms of drawing for the hero shards, right? So I actually came to a new realization very recently. It's something I knew, but I didn't really realize directly, okay? And that's the fact that with regards to new heroes, new heroes, you have to spend basically 100 days getting their shards to raise them up to 6 stars, right? Because you need 250 shards of the 300 shards of the hero. Well, 285 if you count in the first Gate of Fate runs. But regardless, it's roughly 100 days, okay? That's my point. So if you need 100 days to grind up a hero, there's very limited heroes you can actually continue to build up to 6 stars. For example, I still need to finish up my Listell, who everyone uses, and I need to raise her to 6 stars. Deedlit needs to be raised to 6 stars, and that's going to be a 100-day grind. In addition to all of that, every month they're releasing 2 new heroes, right? So as a result of this, and the other thing to mention here is grinding a hero from 3 stars to 5 stars requires 150 shards, right? 50 shards to bring it up to 4 stars, 100 shards to bring it up to 5 stars. Then from 5 stars to 6 stars is another 150 shards. So raising a hero to 5 stars is relatively easy, but raising the hero up to 6 stars is a long grind, right? It's literally the same amount of time. So as a result of this realization, if you will, I really need to just focus on specific heroes that I raise to 6 stars now, because there's no way I can focus on all those upcoming heroes that are being released, like Ares and Maiya and so on, because they need too many shards, right? In fact, I think people calculated it out for Ares. In the case of Ares, you're going to need 3 copies of Ares and 1 copy of Maiya to have him at 6 stars for the playoffs of Season 4. And that's also assuming that you're able to grind him every single day as soon as he appears, which should be June the 4th, right? So it's just incredibly difficult. And ultimately, I decided that I'm going to narrow down my focus on characters that I currently have and plan to build, as opposed to constantly doing these new characters. Because looking at it right now, the characters I'm currently grinding is, for example, Deedlit, Yusuke, who still needs 99 shards, and the third character I'm deciding on is, should I go after Hiei or Gizarof, right? Hiei is going to need 300 shards, right? Or 285 after I do his runs for the first time. Gizarof needs 150 plus 78. Mental math, 150 plus 78 is 228. Yeah. So 228 shards for Gizarof, 285 shards for Hiei. Both of them are long-term grinds, regardless of which one I pick. So long story short, and then of course, as I previously mentioned, I do need to finish up Listell to 6 stars. So just basically forget any new heroes, right? I would love to have a Mystery Knight, but there's no chance of that. I would love to have a 6-star Diharto, but that's 130 shards. I would love to build up an Angelina to 6 stars, but she's at 39 out of 100 shards. So I think all of these are unlikely to happen, so I have to change up my plans as a result. You know, so I basically decided that I'm going to abandon the Ares Maiya banner. I'll draw for 1 copy, right? And hopefully it might be Ares, and then I might consider starting to grind him for a long-term upgrade, right? But at the same time, I just came to this realization that what I'm doing with regards to, you know, trying to get every new hero upgraded, trying to play the meta version of Apex Arena, just will not happen. At least not as very limited money spender, because this Echoes of Light will be the only Echoes of Light I buy unless I put even more money in the game. So basically, as a result of all this, my shard farming plans and hero drawing plans completely changed. That was a long explanation, but what I'm changing up now is that for Deedlit, I drew as many times as I possibly could on this Deedlit Ashram banner. Okay, as many times as I could. So that's why my crystal count is currently very low, 1324, and my vouchers on hand is now at 59. Okay, I'm saving this because I need to get a copy of Rainforce. So, and I currently have around, I think I have around 50 draws into a banner. Okay, so I did 50 more draws, did not get either Deedlit or Ashram, and I quit there because I need to get my guaranteed Rainforce from the upcoming banner this week. So yeah, it's just by drawing like this like crazy, what ended up happening was I actually got a lot more copies of Deedlit as well as Ashram, right? So in the case of Deedlit, she is now at 5 stars, 27 of 150, so I nearly already have her at 6 stars for use in Apex Season 4. Like from the start of Apex Season 4, as opposed to being only able to use her in the playoffs. And then Ashram, well, I mean, I got tons of copies of Ashram at the start. I got even more later. So Ashram is at 50 out of 100. He has turned into a must-build character for me. I'm going to use him. Okay. I'll do a video about his utility in Apex Arena because I actually saw someone use him in Apex for the international server. For the international server. So I'll do a video covering that battle as well about how Ashram can be used in PvP. But you know, at 50 out of 100, there's absolutely no reason for me not to build him and use him. You know, he's another 6-star hero I have that would definitely help as a damage dealer, and he can revive too, right? Via his skills. So that will be my current state. So what it looks like is I'm going to be going off meta. Long story short, and I'm probably going to be playing the Dark faction, right? With Bozel, Ashram, Gizarof, Omega, Hiei, if I can build. Hiei actually is not part of the Dark faction, but I will build Hiei, Listell, and so on. Because I have a lot of these Dark characters built. So, yeah. Basically, I realized I had to completely change up my plans and stop trying to follow the meta. Other than that, let's quickly show my shard farming plans as a result of this adjustment. So in terms of shard farming, give me a moment to change over because it's not showing up. There we go. So last week I had initially decided to start upgrading Gizarof, and I think I'm going to halt that. Given that Hiei needs 300 shards, I'm going to start grinding up Hiei instead and just keep following and grinding him. I'll try to get Gizarof to 5 stars and use him at that state as an AoE debuffer and so on, and eventually raise Gizarof to 6 stars. But for now, my goal is to get Hiei up to 6 stars and then Gizarof to 5 stars. Okay, so for these days, these 2 weeks here, from the 14th to 27th, I put in an additional 9 Gate of Fates on the assumption that there's going to be an 18 Gate of Fate event. I actually don't think it's going to occur this month, or at least not on the 14th. Okay, just a full disclosure. I think it might actually occur at the end of the month, like 28th to the next so from May to June. But I didn't really want to put it into there, so I just stuck it in here for now. So this is just my plan for when we get the 18 Gate of Fates. And what I'm going to do is grind up Ashram, Gizarof, and then the remaining 3 runs will probably be split into all those characters whose Gate of Fate I have not done. Right? Would be great if I could have done, let's say, Listell or something, but at the end of the day, I should unlock characters' Gate of Fates, because it gives you crystals and Trinity vouchers, right? So I might as well get all of those done. You know, those additional crystals and Trinity vouchers will help me for drawing for Maiya and Ares, right? Since I've used up pretty much all my crystals and vouchers at this time. So that's my current plan with regards to the 18 Gate of Fate runs. And my 3 characters I'm grinding will be Diglett, Hiei, and Yusuke to finish them off. And that's going to take me all the way to June, midway into June, right? Diglett will take time, Yusuke will take time, Hiei will take time. And then in June, I'll probably finish up Ashram. Once Ashram is finished, I'll probably start on Gizarof. So that's the rough plan. And then Yusuke will also be done at that time. And I'll have a new character to grind at that point. And the new character will be determined by whether I get Ares. And if I don't get Ares, I'll probably grind an existing character like Listell. Or probably like Listell. Or maybe Angelina. Or maybe Diharto. Right? Because they're all at decent states in terms of the number of shards that they have. So that's the rough plan for me right now. I'm going to... So, forget it about any further additional characters, right? Clarett, as much as I would like to build Clarett, it's not happening. What else? Who else would I have wanted to build? Characters like Mystery Knight, Everyone shows how powerful Mystery Knight is as a magic attacker. There's no chance of me fitting Mystery Knight in. Just no chance at all, given the current grinding I have to do in terms of characters. So, yeah. And that pretty much actually concludes this particular video. So, I will do the Nitro setup in a separate video instead because this has already gone for 16 or 17 minutes. And, yeah. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you find this information useful. This was a realization that it took me a while to realize. It was kind of in my mind that, yes, you have to grind a character for 100 days for them to be useful. But I didn't really factor that in seriously in terms of getting multiple 6-star heroes for Apex playoffs until now. And there we go. So, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed and found this information very informative to you. And on that note, Nitro out.